What's up? What's happening, you guys, man? It's Nas Elite 27 in the building. Back here with another video, and here is obvious what the title says, man. Talk about the top 4 MVP candidates I have. Who I think should be in the MVP conversation, or who I think should win MVP most likely. So, without further ado, man, let's get right to the 4 MVP candidates I got. First one we're gonna talk about is the man, the myth, the legend, Joe Shiesty, aka Joe Burrow. Now, a lot of people haven't really noticed it, or it's been more under the radar, but like Joe Burrow has been really great, especially after week 3. His performance has been like really great to where his numbers are more MVP caliber than you think. For the season, Joe Burrow had 3,446 passing yards, 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, added with 5 rushing touchdowns to his total. Since week 3 of the season, he completed 70% of his passes for 2,909 yards, 22 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, and those also when the 5 rushing touchdowns happened too, so he's been really great since week 3 of the season. His passing touchdowns and passing yards is actually second in the NFL. Now, there were also games where like he didn't have his best receiver and his best friend, Ja'Marr Chase, in the game, and he was injured with a hip injury, and he had to play without him. Ja'Marr Chase missed 4 games, and Joe Burrow was really good in those 4 games he was without him. In those 4 games, Joe Burrow had 1,063 yards passing with 8 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, completing 67% of his passes. To which one of those games included an impressive win against the Tennessee Titans, to which he actually played really good without Ja'Marr Chase that game, going for 270 yards passing for 1 touchdown to no interceptions. Now, the way I see it when it comes to Joe Burrow, he could win MVP if he just has impressive games in the remaining schedule he has, because up next, he had to go against division rival Cleveland with Deshaun Watson. Then he had to go against Tampa Bay with Tom Brady, to which Tampa's been like inconsistent, but they still good. So they actually got to face Tampa on the road, and then they have to go to Gillette Stadium and go against the Patriots, to which these similar Patriots are still a good team now. I don't care what anybody says. And then they have a home game, a Monday night against Buffalo. And then, of course, the last game of the season will be a home against Baltimore. Honestly, if Joe Burrow and the Bengals just run the table and win the rest of these games, like, I don't see why Joe Burrow can't win MVP. Like, offensive line is improving, defense look really good. Joe Burrow's been great. Like, they're actually peaking at the right time, like right before the playoffs, because usually the hottest team in the NFL is the team that like the most dangerous, because they're peaking at the right time, and I really believe that Joe Burrow can win the MVP this year. If he wins out. Like, he just has to win out, and he'll be good. All right, so the next MVP candidate we're going to talk about is Jalen Hurts from the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts has just having a really amazing second season as a full-time starter for the Philadelphia Eagles. And he's just very impressive, like, of how is he doing, honestly. For the season, Jalen Hurts has 2,940 yards passing for 20 touchdowns and 3 INTs. He also had 609 rushing yards for 9 touchdowns. I didn't show it, but he also completing 68% of his passes too, which is really improved for like what he's been improving for since his rookie season and since the first year of him starting too. One of the biggest reasons why that Jalen Hurts has improved as QB this year is the appearance of A.J. Brown. They traded for A.J. Brown during the offseason, and it has paid dividends for how great Jalen Hurts has been and how great of a receiver that A.J. Brown has been this year. It also helps for the simple fact that the Eagles' whole roster is just well built, to which the defense is really great, the offense is really great. Just this whole team, just when healthy, is one of the best teams in the NFL, honestly. So what does Jalen Hurts have to do to even like win MVP this year? Well, it's quite simple, honestly, than you think. He definitely has to win out. You can't lose no more games this year. Probably except for maybe 1 game, but he definitely has to win out and get the number 1 seed and have the best record in the NFL for sure. And then, of course, you know, as long as you get to like close to 4,000 yards passing, and then like over 900 yards rushing yards and double-digit touchdowns, he'll win the MVP, honestly, because he's honestly having a better season like third-year wise than what Carson Wentz had in 2017. Like, it's been really great to see him like progress to where he was now, especially knowing that like he was a project coming out of college, how he was at Alabama and then he had to transfer over to Oklahoma, and him improving as a passer. Like, it's just great to see him improve like that. Like, that's been rare to see like someone transfer over after being started for a high profile school, then starting again for them, and then going to the NFL and be like this. Like, it's rare, but I'm glad he's the one that's been successful with it, though. Now, on to talking about his former teammate, Tua Tagovailoa, who was with them in Alabama at one point, too. Tua is having himself an awesome season. Like, the way, like, them having the weapons of Tyreek Hill and then, of course, drafting Jalen Waddle a year ago has been really helpful for him. Don't get me wrong, he's been pretty good, like, without them and stuff like that, but, like, this year, like, his game just stepped up, like, 2 times where he was before, because he's been really great this year. For the season, Tua is completing 68% of his passes for 2,859 yards with 21 touchdowns and 5 INTs for the season. Now, honestly, like, his stats should be, like, higher than this had he not missed those 2 games because of that horrific injury he had that Thursday nighter, which I don't even like to speak of that, honestly, and I still blame the NFL for this, but other than that, Tua had himself an amazing year this year. What's really helped him out this year than other years is the fact that he has the 2 fastest players in the NFL, and honestly, in my opinion, the best wide receiver duo in the NFL in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle, his rookie season, actually broke the record for the most catches for a rookie ever with like over 100 catches, and of course, Tyreek Hill, we know about Tyreek Hill, like, fastest player in the NFL, one of the best receivers in the NFL. Like, he always a threat to actually get down the field no matter what. Like, and people were saying that Tyreek Hill might have a down year, given the fact that, like, Tua doesn't have a big arm or anything like that. Well, that was sadly mistaken, bro. People are sadly mistaken how the NFL works. I get the fact that, you know, like, you wouldn't want somebody to go probably pass you down the field and you want a big arm QB to actually, you know, push them all downfield, but, like, it's also dangerous too when you got somebody as great as Tua that can actually anticipate his throws like very well and stuff like that, and then just give it to the fast receivers and they just are breaking slant routes all the way to the end zone for 75 yards. Like, it's a different feeling than you think. What's even crazy is the fact that, like, because of this great offense and Tua being great at anticipation and all his throws and stuff like that, Tyreek Hill is having one of the best seasons ever. Like, he was actually on pace to hit 2,000 yards receiving this year. Like, that's how good of a player he's been this year for them. And it's crazy to think that he almost about to hit 2,000 yards receiving with Tua and Patrick Mahomes, which is crazier than people think. Now, Tua has come off his worst game of the season against the 49ers, to which the 49ers just have the best defense in the NFL. There's no debating that. Like, there's no getting around if fans are best about it. They have the best defense in the NFL, and they're always going to be a good team regardless. And the Dolphins actually have a pretty hard schedule down the stretch because they have the Chargers a Sunday nighter. They have Buffalo next, to which the Chargers game and the Buffalo game are both road games. And then they had Green Bay after that at home. And then they got the Patriots on the road. And then the final game of the season be against the New York Jets at home. Now, honestly, like, Dolphins have to run the table at this point because they have to beat the division rivals for them to have a chance to actually get the number 1 seed, because honestly, without that, I don't think Tua's winning MVP, because, in my opinion, he has the slightest chance to win MVP out of the 4 candidates that I have winning MVP this year. Honestly, like, if he plays great the next 5 games and win his division, like, I feel like he'll be right up top in the MVP conversation, like, because he has a solid chance. This Dolphins roster is great, top to bottom, but, like, it's going to be hard for him to win, given the fact that, like, he already missed 2 games. His numbers ain't really up there. His touchdown interception ratio is really great, but, like, they're not really going to give him that consideration, given the fact that most people are giving Tyreek Hill a lot more credit than like, which he does deserve a lot of credit, but Tua deserves a lot of credit too for, like, how he's been playing too. So it's gonna be hard, but I think Tua has a chance though, in my opinion. Now let's talk about Tyreek Hill's former QB, which would be Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. We already know the story about Patrick Mahomes. Depending on who you ask, he's the best QB in the league. If not that, then at least 1A to somebody's 1B. He's amazing, and there's no point of, like, going over and tell you how great he is, like, for real. Like, let's be honest. Like, he's one of the best QBs in the league for sure. For the season, Patrick Mahomes is completing 65% of his passes for 3,808 yards and 30 touchdowns which both of them are first in the NFL. He's also thrown 8 interceptions, but he also had 2 rushing touchdowns too. Now, this is actually impressive for the simple fact that, like, yeah, he has Travis Kelce, which is his best receiver, but he doesn't legit have that number one receiver, that guy that take the top off the coverage, and Tyreek Hill anymore. And yet he's still first in passing categories, which is honestly a testament to how great of a player he is and how great of a coach that Andy Reid is. It's crazy to say that Patrick Mahomes exceeded expectations, given the fact that, like, throughout the offseason, we were saying that the AFC West was going to be a tough division for him to even win because he lost his best receiver and yada, yada, yada. He had to elevate his whole receiving corps and stuff like that. But he's been really great and been better than ever, honestly. Like, he's making smart decisions. He's better in the pocket. His tackles, though, got to be better. But, like, he hasn't been sacked that much. And he's been really great. Honestly, like, what more can you say about Patrick Mahomes at this point? Now, record-wise, the Chiefs had the easiest schedule in the whole, out all the 4 MVP candidates I listed out. Like, he had the easiest schedule. Like, let's just be honest, because he has to go against Denver twice. Still got to go against the Raiders. He got to go against the worst team in the NFL and the Houston Texans. Really, his toughest game, really, in his next 5 games is against the Seattle Seahawks, to which do not discount the Seattle Seahawks because they're an underrated team. And honestly, if it was my choice, I would actually give Geno Smith the MVP vote, in my opinion. Like, that's how great he's been playing this year, too. But with Patrick Mahomes, if he keeps his pace up to where he might throw for like 45 touchdowns and be close to 5,000 yards and get the number 1 seed, and him not throwing too many bonehead interceptions that he tends to do, he's going to win MVP because, like, everybody knows, like, if he's not the best player in y'all book, he's definitely, like, up there for sure in the top 2. Like, there's no way he's below 2 at the very least. Now, with me talking about all 4 of those candidates, this is how I would rank my MVPs if the season went in today. I would have Patrick Mahomes being first, slightly. Then I have Jalen Hurts second, with a close second. Then I have Joe Burrow third, and then Tua Tagovailoa fourth. That's how I have my 4 MVPs. That's how I would rank them. And honestly, like, it could go either way, like, depending on how everybody ends the season, because that's how the NFL is at this point, really. But of course, that's my opinions, though. Let me know in the comment section who y'all have as that MVP and who y'all think should win MVP this year, because honestly, it's honestly a tighter race than most people think, because, like, all 4 of these QBs playing great, and you never know what's going to happen at the end of the season. And that's why I love the NFL so much. With that being said, though, I appreciate y'all watching the video, man. It's a longer video than I anticipated, but it's something that I wanted to get out there, though, to give you my opinions on how I see the race, though, because honestly, it's been a great season so far. So many great teams, so many great storylines where, like, I want to at least give you my opinions on something significant as the MVP race. If y'all liked the video, like, comment, subscribe, and share the video for more videos like this. Comment down below who's your MVP. And with that being said, though, this is Naslee 27 in the building, about to sign out. Y'all have a great day, and of course, I see you in the next video.